Hi everyone! Today we will learn more about when to modify the registry key necessary to change the passwords of admin credentials in a Windows environment. So, as you can see, we have a Windows device, more specifically a Windows server, and we have two important credentials, an administrator and the SRV senhasegura credential that is used for authentication. In other words, it is a service credential that makes authentications on Windows before changing the password of the administrator. You see, the administrator cannot change its own password. This requires an authentication credential. With that in mind, let's use the action button to edit this credential and make sure this is the right authentication credential. Here it is, good. So now let's request a password change. As expected, I got an error message in return. Click on the magnifying glass to see the log file, and here we can see that there was a WinRM authorization error. This is a very common error when you try to remotely change the password of an admin credential. Well, maybe you could ask yourself whether the SRV senhasegura credential is an administrator itself. Let's check. Right-click the credential, here it is, Administrator. This means it should have enough privileges to change the password of other credentials even if they are also administrators. But well, that is not the case. Because remotely, if you want to change the password of a Windows administrator, that is, if you're trying to use a second credential to remotely change the password of a first credential, you will necessarily have to create or use a token of Windows registry key. What key is that? Well, it's this one, Local Account Token Filter Policy. You can find it in the registry editor. So go to the H key local machine directory, then Software, Microsoft, scroll down until you find Windows, Current Version, Policies, and then System. Here is where you will find this key. If you don't see it on your list, right-click the folder and create a new 32-bit dword value. Name it exactly as you see here. Local Account Token Filter Policy. I won't do that because I already have one here, but then change the value for 1. Save it and then try again. I'll just restart the same operation. Done. I'll refresh the screen. Everything looks fine. Let's see the log files. And here it is, password successfully changed. But why did that happen? When remotely changing the password of a Windows administrator credential, the registry key I showed you must be enabled. If it is disabled, your password change request will fail even if you use the right authentication credential. This is true even if your authentication credential is a domain admin credential. That is all for today, and thank you for your time.